Before beginning, I would like to share my concern for the victim of this incident. As a public safety agency, our mission is always to keep New Orleans citizens safe, and we are committed to completing a thorough security assessment and investigation. I was on approved leave at the time of this incident, although my staff notified me immediately, at which time I initiated my return to the city. I remained in communication with my direct reports and city officials throughout my travel. At the time of the incident, JJIC staff notified all on-site law enforcement, and we activated our internal emergency action plan. We have restricted juvenile movement and internal operations to ensure focus on a thorough security assessment and investigation. Any areas of concern, including building and structural hazards, will be addressed prior to resuming normal operations. I am committed to a thorough investigation. I'm committed to ensuring transparency, and I'm committed to ensuring revision of any policy or procedure if warranted upon completion of this investigation. At this time, I will turn it over to Chief Deputy Hines Gauthier.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say the New Orleans Police Department is supplying multiple assets to find this individual. This includes our partners, our federal partners, and state partners. We have our specialized units, which is the Violent Offender Warrant Squad looking for him, and also all his information and pictures have been disseminated to all the districts, so all officers are aware that he is wanted and what he looks like. We are confident in our abilities to find wanted offenders and escapees especially. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Darlene Costanza of Crime Stoppers, who will have Crime Stoppers information and her number to contact Crime Stoppers.
Thank you. Yes, we just want to make sure the public remembers that in this particular incident, you can contact us anonymously. We're urging you to make a phone call if you have any information on where this individual may have traveled, where he may be now, who his associates are that he may be with. It's critical not only for the victims, but for the community to feel that justice is being served. Now, with Crime Stoppers, you know that there is a cash reward. That reward happens upon arrest. And in this instance, because of the nature of this crime, we're offering a $2,500 cash reward. So make the phone call, 822-1111, go online to crimestoppersgno.org and send that anonymous tip. Again, we're not trying to identify you. We only want the tip information. Thank you.
All right, we will have questions beginning on my left with Shay and ending on my right, looks like with that. We'll have one round, 2 questions. Shay.
Sounds good. Good afternoon to you. Why didn't you all follow state law to notify media and police within 10 minutes of the escape?
So we did notify on-site law enforcement at the time. Internally, the staff was actively abiding to our policies and procedures as far as our emergency operations, making sure that we had an accurate head count of other youth in the facility to ensure that no other youth had escaped along with Carlos Taylor.
Just when it comes to media, like I know on Monday when we found out, we were trying to get it confirmed, and for a while we did not hear anything back. Why not within the 10 minutes of the escape?
Again, we were actively trying to internally give an account for the youth that was inside of the facility. We were in communications with on-site law enforcement, NOPD Juvenile Bureau, which is housed in the back. We were in communication with the law enforcement from the courts that provide services to the courts, and we were just trying to maintain the crisis at hand at the time.
26.
Have y'all received any tips so far regarding this case yet, Crime Stoppers?
No, we have not received any tips, and we're just being brought into this. So we certainly, again, urge you, media, to put that information out that they can call Crime Stoppers. And again, of course, you're going to be anonymous.
Well, circling back to Shay's question once again, why wasn't state law followed when it comes to the 10-minute notification of notifying not only all law enforcement in the area as well as media? I've reached out to multiple law enforcement partners from across Southeast Louisiana, And several have told me that there was no contact whatsoever when it comes to the escape of Carlos Taylor and notifying them.
So again, the staff that was on hand at JJIC notified on-site law enforcement. The JJIC staff also jumped into action in pursuit in our city vehicles trying to locate Carlos Taylor. So it wasn't a disrespect or disregard for the law. It was just trying to apprehend a youth that had just got out of facility while also trying to maintain internal order, policy, and procedure, and give an account for all other youth in the facility.
And can you give a better breakdown of the timeline of communication and notifications? Yesterday, a press release was sent by the City of New Orleans saying that NOPD, JGIC, staff, as well as Homeland Security, a whole list of people were allegedly notified immediately. Later that day, that was partially redacted. I think the taxpayers of New Orleans deserve an answer. Why was that?
Absolutely, it was redacted because upon my return to the city, I needed to look at all the information, evaluate all of the information, do some fact checking. The statement was drafted shortly before I returned to the facility, and after my debriefing internally, I reached out to city communication to share the most updated current information based on my fact checking. I am ultimately responsible for this agency. Again, I stand committed to transparency, and I would like the public to have the facts as they are and not based on third-party information.
So how does inaccurate information get disseminated out to the public when it goes through you, then it goes all the way up to, I'm assuming, Terry Davis, the chief communications deputy for the city?
There was an error in the communication. Again, in transparency, we could have went with the error. But when I reviewed it upon my return, I felt as I had a duty to give the citizens of New Orleans accurate information, and that's what I did.
Channel 4.
Is it true that judges refuse to keep juvenile defendants, even violent ones, restrained or shackled in some way?
It's true, but it's true according to a law. There's a law in the books in the New Orleans, in the Louisiana Children's Code, Article 408, that states that juveniles cannot remain in shackles during court proceedings.
And were they shackled whenever they were transported from court to back to jail?
Yes, they are in full restraints being transported to court. The restraints must come off before they enter the courtroom, and then the restraints have to be put on outside of the courtroom upon returning to JJIC.
Gabby?
Hi, Cecilia.
Hi.
Gabby Phillip, Institute. I'm curious if you can detail the general escape of Mr. Taylor, if you have specific information on maybe exactly where he left, kind of the location of where you happen to know related to the court proceeding.
So, Ms. Gabby, at this time, it is an active and ongoing investigation, and so I cannot answer that question and provide details at this time.
Okay, and then for Chief Boggs, if you can tell me whether there are any leads at all, if y'all, any particular places you're looking, like I know that Mrs. Sanders said there wasn't any Crime Stopper tips, but just anything at all that you've received.
We are looking at some leads. To divulge that, I don't want to give that away right now, but we are looking at some leads. We do have some information.
Is there any reason to believe he's left the state?
I don't have that answer for sure, so I won't give you an answer on that.
All right,
Can
thank
you
y'all
give
for
any
coming
details
out.
on the car that was found? We're hearing it was found in New Orleans East, heavily damaged.
I haven't seen the vehicle, but that's one of the things we're still looking at to see
So
if it's
the
even.
car was
So,
found?
do we
I
get a
would say-
second round of questions?
No, we had, as I said from the beginning, we had one round, 2 questions, which everybody
When it
asked.
comes to releasing
So thank
the
y'all for
video
coming out.
outside of the facility where the escape happened, why hasn't that video been
So we're
released?
ending, so what we'll do is, if you have a second question, just email it to NOPDPIO or the JJIC email address. Thank y'all for coming out so much.